How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new Let's Play series. Dr. Kade plays Fallout 4. Today is just going to be the introduction video, so if you guys don't want to watch it, go ahead and skip to the next video. As a bit of a disclaimer, I do play with mods. I will have to show you the mods that I'm currently playing with in a different video because I am currently recording this video without internet connection, and because of that, Bethesda does not let you view the mods that you have installed while you do not have an internet connection, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. To anyone who may be watching this, if you are from Bethesda, please change this aspect because it is bull. None of my mods are cheat mods. I have used cheat mods in the past, but I do not use cheat mods currently. All of the mods that I use are meant to enhance gameplay and add aspects to several of my DLCs that should have been there from the beginning, to be completely honest. There is also an expansion mod that I have never played before and have absolutely no idea how to even really activate it or get to it. So if we stumble across it during the series, well, there you go. This series, I know that it is based on a game that is very old, and it has been around for a very long time. So if you have seen so many Fallout 4 Let's Plays at this point that you're just absolutely sick of it and you just clicked on this video for the hell of it, I implore you to keep watching, but I can't force you. So you are more than welcome to go watch something else. But I have never seen anyone on YouTube do a Let's Play series with Fallout 4 where they went from start to finish and did everything that there is possible to do in the game. I may not even get all the way through it because, let's be honest, Fallout 4 is massive. To this day, I am still discovering new things in it, and I have been playing for pretty much since it came out. In fact, I bought Fallout 4 literally the month that it premiered, and I have been playing it ever since, off and on for the last, I believe, 8 years. I'm not 100% sure because I don't remember exactly when it came out, but I do know it has been for a very long time, and I am still finding new things in it that I had never seen or never discovered before. But anyway, as an added bonus, I will be outlaying several dozen, probably even all, of the tips and tricks that I'm aware of as we play through the game and as we get through them. So there is going to be a lot of commentary. There may be quite a bit of standing around at times. And at times my videos are going to be pretty much just me talking and moving around a certain area. For sure, the first 4 or 5 videos are going to be this way. So if you get bored easily, I would recommend not watching this series. I do use a cheat because I am playing on the computer version, the PC version. There is a cheat that I use that cannot be used on systems because it is a command code. I do not OP my character with this cheat. It's just a game enhancement cheat that I use so that I don't have to continuously walk back and forth to my main settlement to drop off equipment and junk, and so that I can pick up a fair amount of guns and weapons in the beginning of the game to sell for caps until I can use the purified water exploit. I will be going over several exploits throughout the game that you can use to better your experience, or even just make the game a little bit easier for you if you are playing in hardcore mode. I will also be showing you how to undo this cheat so that if any point in the future of the game, when things start getting a little bit more difficult, but at the same time easier in other aspects, you will be more than capable of disabling this cheat, and I will be showing you exactly how to do so. But, of course, without further ado, if you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. If you do not want to watch the main opening sequence, because I am going to be going all the way through it for those of you who have never played this game, I'd be surprised if anyone watching it hasn't, but I'm sure there will probably be a few who are simply watching it for entertainment purposes that have never played the game and have never seen anyone play this game. I will be going through the opening sequence for everyone in this video. This video will end shortly before I leave the vault, so the last 10 minutes of the video, if you want to watch that, there are a couple of exploits, a couple of tips, and a few tricks that I will be explaining at the end. So you can skip ahead to that, or you can skip the video altogether and go ahead and fast forward to the second video if it has been released yet. If you are still watching this, I do plan on releasing 2 videos today if you are watching this one when it premieres. So you will be able to watch this one and the Sanctuary exploit, cheat, and tips and trick video, Let's Play Beginning Series video at the same time that you watch this one. So, without further ado, let us get started.
War. War never changes. In the year 1945, my great-great-grandfather, serving in the army, wondered when he'd get to go home to his wife and the son he'd never seen. He got his wish when the U.S. ended World War II by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world awaited Armageddon. Instead, something miraculous happened. We began to use atomic energy not as a weapon, but as a nearly limitless source of power. People enjoyed luxuries once thought the realm of science fiction. Domestic robots, fusion-powered cars, portable computers. But then, in the 21st century, people awoke from the American dream. Years of consumption led to shortages of every major resource. The entire world unraveled. Peace became a distant memory. It is now the year 2077. We stand on the brink of total war. And I am afraid. For myself. For my wife. For my infant son. Because if my time in the army taught me
Well, that cuts that honestly that opening sequence almost never gets old to me. I remember the very first time I ever watched it, I thought it was so epic. Not quite as epic anymore, but still pretty damn cool. I also always thought it's funny too. Like, did anybody notice? Has anybody ever noticed? I didn't notice it until the very first time I played through, and I actually met Paladin Dan's when I started the Brotherhood of Steel main quest line in my very first playthrough. But the soldier in the power armor in that cutscene sitting down on the crate happens to look a fair amount like Paladin Dan. So that whole synth fan theory, or not fan theory. What am I talking about? It actually says it in the game. There's 3 alternate endings to the game per storyline. One of the alternate endings, you find out the Paladin Dance is a synth, an Institute synth. Just spoiler alert for everyone. I probably should have said that first. But it's like Bethesda tells everybody that he's basically a synth in the opening sequence. It's crazy, bro. And nobody noticed. Nobody guessed it. I'm telling you, that soldier sitting in the power armor, because he is wearing a T-65 suit of power armor. That soldier sitting on the crate in the cutscene, he is wearing exactly the same power armor that Paladin Dan's is wearing in the game. Just incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, anyway, to get started, I always play as Nate. I have played as Nora a couple of times, but very rarely. I almost always play as Nate. Usually when I start my own playthrough, I will twerk his face a little bit to make him look a bit different, make him look a little bit more badass. Sometimes I change his skin color, sometimes, I completely change the entire mold of his face so he doesn't even look the same. However, to anyone who does not know this, and to new players just starting to play this game, you may not know this, but even though I don't play as Nora, there are some added benefits to playing as Nora, especially in the beginning of the game. There are 2 perks in the perk chart. One is a vending style perk. The other one is a speech style perk. Both of these perks only really do all that great with women. As a woman, if you're playing as a female character. And this is the reason why. Most of the vendors and most of the NPCs in the game that you can talk to are men, are male. If you play as Nora and you have these perks in your skill tree activated, you can obtain better prices for selling and buying from vendors that are male. And if you get the speech perk in the skill tree and you are playing as Nora, you will have, I believe it's either a 10 or 23% higher likelihood of passing speech checks while talking to other players. Or talking to other NPCs players. What am I talking about? Talking to other NPCs. If you are playing as Nora, you cannot get these perks. You can, because all of the perks in the skill tree are open. But these 2 in particular perks are useless if you are playing as Nate, because the vast majority of the traders in the game are male. The vast majority of the traders in the game, or of the NPCs in the game, are male. However, the slight, and this is why I say it's really only that big of a deal in the beginning of the game, if you progress in the build aspect of the game and you can assign settlers to your trade posts that you can build in every settlement in the game, and you can build a maximum of 7 trade posts, 7 different trade posts. At least I believe it's 7. I could be wrong about this. I will be getting more into it later on. However, if you build all 7 of these trade posts and then you assign a female settler to each and every single one of the trade posts, you can get the barter perk benefit as Nate. But of course, depending on where your charisma skill is in your tree, and most people do not put all of their perk points into a particular skill right off the bat, it is going to take you at least a couple levels, possibly even a dozen or more, before you will be able to do this. Because you do have to have a charisma level of at least 10. The bobblehead does not count in order to get the maximum number of settlers in your settlement. So anyway, just keep that in mind. But anyway, we are going to get going. This video is going to be slightly longer than normal. Damn, Codsworth, what are you doing? This video is going to be slightly longer than normal, so just keep that in mind. As I said before, if you don't want to watch the whole thing, go ahead and skip to the end, or skip to the last 10 minutes, or skip to the next video. What is up with my sound? By the way, if my mic is too loud, I apologize. Let me know in the comments, and I will try to adjust it for next video. I know a lot of people think that Ron Perlman made a guest appearance in the game to do the voice of this news anchor, but a lot of people don't know this. Bethesda actually hired a voice actor that was specialized in doing impressions of other people's voices to play as this news anchor and do a damn good Ron Perlman impression, but it is not him. It is not him. Ron Perlman did not want to do another Fallout. He refused point blank to be in any part of this. And because his contract was up by the time Fallout 4 came out, they couldn't force him to do anything, and he flat refused. Though it sucked that he didn't, because... Though I've always kind of wondered if the guy who... And let me know if anybody actually knows whether or not it is. I've always wondered if the guy who voice acts Nate in the game is related to Ron Perlman, because their voices and the way they speak sounds very similar sometimes. What's up, dude?
Good morning. Isn't it? Just look at that sky out there. You can't begin to know how happy I am to finally speak with you. I've been trying for days. It's a matter of utmost urgency, I assure you.
I really wish that they'd done a little bit better job with the facial expressions in the game. I mean, it's pretty good, but like when they're talking, the facial expressions that the game mechanics try to make them use just makes their face look creepy, wonky as hell every time.
Not good, you Then I'm glad you caught up with me. Oh, me too. You have no idea.
Like, look at his mouth. It's just his whole face when he's talking just don't look right.
Take up much of your time. Time being, anywho, let's just get on with it. I need to tell you that because of your valued service to our country, you have deselected your entrance into the medical vault. Vault indeed. Sounds good. Yeah, it is. Believe you me. Well, if I were your entrance, I would say that you would take this vault. This Splendid! Splendid! Yes.
Hmm. This one always trips me up a little bit. Usually I just put some random thing in there, like a bunch of letters or even a number or two. Sometimes I'll actually try a little bit with the name, but you know, let's go with the. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and name him Kade. Enter and accept.
Wonderful. That's everything. Just drop this over here. Congratulations on being elected to the board of regents.
Thanks again.
It's a pleasure to meet you. What's something I might know about you?
For you and Sean, no price is too high.
She is still sitting on the couch. Come in here. As soon as I lean over to play with the baby, she's gonna boom right there.
Oh, the two most important men in my life to me. Spin them over a bit. He loves that. Hey, here's what I need to arrange. Much better, isn't it? Listen, I was thinking we could have a picnic. What do you say to that?
world's ending. That's what he said.
It was.
We need to get to the vault. Now!
Damn it. She got me fucking pinned here. What the? Damn.
Residents of Sanctuary Hills, if you are registered, evacuate Vault 111 immediately.
We need to get in. You're on the list. Almost there. You're gonna be okay. Are you? Both of you.
I am trying.
I've actually done this a couple of times.
Hold on!
Done it a couple of times where I went and explored Sanctuary before I came up to the vault. If you do not get to this platform before that bomb goes off, and it gives you about 5 minutes total, usually, you will die and have to restart that whole sequence all over again.
We did it. We made it. I'm okay.
Everyone please step off the elevator and proceed up the stairs in an orderly fashion. Only 2 others, though. Everyone situated in your new home. Vault 111.
They shouldn't have let me see your face, bitch. Like, all of these people killed hundreds of people for one baby. Disgusting.
Come on, come on, come on.
The very first time I played this, I didn't know you could actually do this. I just left.
I'll find who did this, and I'll get Sean.
Like right here, when Nate's talking, sounds just like Ron Perlman, bro. Sounds just like him. So I'm saying, like, I seriously wonder sometimes if they're related somehow. I mean, you think, right? So to everyone who has never played the game before who may be watching this, I'm going to go through most of the terminals that I find, and I'm going to click through everything. If you want to pause and read, you're more than welcome to, but I'm not going to be reading anything. Dang it. What is going on here? Remote override engaged. Pod door manual override engaged. So that's interesting. Because there is a pretty significant fan theory in the game that Nate is actually a synth. So that actually, and that's probably one of the reasons why people think that he is. Because if you see here, case of death approximate due to life support failure. Okay, Nora's pod was manually activated by me, and before that, there's no way to get out from the inside. My pod, which was in a state of complete failure just like all the rest of them, was activated remotely, which means someone hacked into the Vault's mainframe and remotely activated the door controls to engage my release. Very interesting. All the rest of everyone else, and Nora was obviously killed by Kellogg, shot in the head, then refrozen. And then everyone else, see, like the popular theory behind it all is that when the Institute bitch and Kellogg came in here to break in, when they hacked into the vault's mainframe to override the door system and the release mechanisms for the pods. They caused a critical failure in the main sequence code for the vault, which over the next 60, 70 years created a massive system-wide failure in the cryogenic life support system. These people woke up, froze to death in their own pods, and then were basically kept in a semi-frozen state, which preserved their bodies, which is the reason why none of them look rotted. But you can see, like, this woman legitimately looks like she froze to death. I mean, she's hugging herself trying to keep warm. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I just wish they'd thought more of the game through, like they thought this part of it.
Giant roaches? What the hell? Where is everyone?
Alright, so when you first get into this part, you are going to be given a 10mm pistol. This is usually a 10mm pistol, but because of a mod that I have installed, It changes some of the 10mm to a Mac 10, which is basically just a fully automatic version of the 10mm pistol that you can get right off the bat. However, in the beginning of the game, when you first start the game, especially if you are playing in survival mode, bullets are very rare and very expensive, especially for these guns. Pipe rifle ammo, or pipe pistol and pipe rifle ammo, are extremely abundant, but even then they're still kind of rare and a little bit expensive, because even the .38 rounds can be like 3-4 caps a piece when you first start the game, unless you have all of your perk points and charisma, which I seriously doubt. So, when you are playing through the bash function, and this is true even on consoles, the bash function is going to be what you're going to use to kill most of the enemies in the game. Once you get outside the vault and you can use the Pip-Boy, I would suggest just switching over to your police baton. That way you just use melee the whole time, because everything in the game until you get out of Sanctuary is basically going to be low enough level that you can pretty much one-shot it with the police baton without ever using a bullet. But as I've said before, it is completely up to you. It's your game. Play it the way you like. There is an exploit glitch with this this, but you have to have dog meat in order to get it. A lot of people don't know this, but if you come back to the vault immediately after you get dog meat, you can actually obtain this weapon without ever unlocking the door. And by the time you're high enough level to be able to unlock this with the master unlock skill, the amount of XP that you'll get from unlocking this door just isn't really even going to be that worth it. But it is a very good beginner game, or beginner gun, when you're just first starting out. It's like, yeah, you can shoot them, and it will one-shot them, but it's just a waste of bullets. So go ahead and use the bash, which one-shots just about everything at this point, and will right up until you leave Sanctuary. You are going to take a little bit of damage doing this, of course, but the amount is negligible at best. And you can very easily remedy that by just drinking a little bit of water. Most of the water sources in the vault will not give you rads.
Is this all that's left?
I missed something, I think, somewhere back here. Yeah, okay. Make sure you try to go through every door because there are a couple of goodies like this. I don't know if it's a patch or if it's a mod that I have currently installed, but something that's happened recently allows you to upgrade the vault suits. I'm pretty sure it's a mod that I have, so if you have the mod that allows you to do it installed, for a very small number of very cheap and easy to get resources, you can upgrade these vault suits pretty high and get a significant and increase their value significantly. They're already worth quite a bit as they are. Well, already almost halfway to level 1 or level 2. I think it's level 2. Yeah. So yeah, just go in here. Go ahead and switch over to your police baton, or you can do the favorite system, which is, you know, on PC it's my key for it is F. That's right, gotta activate the door. So I do have one more tip for you guys, one more little tip and trick for you guys before we leave the vault and this video ends. But if you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the view. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike or a comment or both. Doesn't really matter to me. I don't tolerate bullying. And if you're going to leave a nasty comment, don't expect anybody to give a crap. Just saying. I welcome constructive criticism as long as it's not bullying or just straight up shitting on my video. Nobody made you watch it, so that was your choice, your decision. But if you have made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. If you actually stayed with me for the entirety of it, I appreciate you. If you want to see any more videos, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every time I post new videos on my channel, I have 2 other series that I'm working on. A No Man's Sky series and a Minecraft series. Both of them are Kade Plays. Dr. Kade Plays. So just keep that in mind. If you want to see any more videos that I post, if you want to get into those series, go ahead and click that notification bell. That will allow you to be notified every time I post a new video. I post a new video per series at least once a day, sometimes more. This is going to be a 2-parter, so I'm definitely going to be posting at least 2 videos in this series today. And thank you guys for watching. But just one last little tip before we get out of here. To anyone who doesn't know this, though I'm sure a lot of you do, and if you do, that's fine. This is for the people who don't. So if you want to skip this part and go straight to the next video, go right on. When you get to this area, if you do not want to have to play the entire cutscene sequence all the way through, meaning you have to go from the start to finish, from the beginning of Sanctuary all the way through the vault and do all that thing every single time you start a new save. Believe me, before I figured this out, and I did figure this out on my own, it was a pain in the ass, because I started at least 6 different brand new playthroughs my first year of playing this game, and doing each individual one and having to go all the way back through the vault was just a pain in the ass. And the cutscene and everything else, it got very boring very quickly. But right here, okay, before you hit this little blip on the platform, make sure you save, and make sure it is a real save. And I'm going to show you exactly why. If you save here, when you go to load, right here, you can delete these 2 and never have to play through the opening sequence or the vault section of the tutorial aspect of the game ever again. And this is why. When you get up on this platform and you touch this little blip, you get into this area where this little blip is, a new HUD, information HUD, will come up. If you click on any of, because it's where you can change, you can literally change everything. You can change your name, you can change your stats, you can change your facial features, and you can even change your sex, which means you can switch back and forth between Nora and Nate. I haven't done it in a while, so I don't know if you actually can or not, but the last time I did it, you could. I don't know if they patched it out, I don't know if they fixed it, I don't even know if it was ever just a bug. But I do know that at one time, you could change the sex, you could switch between Nora or Nate. Because it takes you all the way back to the initial screen where Nora and Nate are standing in front of the mirror. So basically just like this. This pops up, change appearance, that takes you back to the thing, you can change your sex. You push this and it takes you to the window while you were talking to the Vault Tech representative, and you can change your specials and your name. Or you can just go ahead and say finish and exit Vault. But every time you want to begin a brand new save, you can say you load that save that you just made back there. You step onto the platform, you get this, you can change your name, change your appearance, change your sex, start a brand new playthrough, and never have to go back through the opening sequence or the vault ever again. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.